Some atheists are jerks.
We have many numerous studies of symbioses beginning and in some cases symbioses breaking down. We have many numerous studies of symbioses beginning and in some cases symbioses breaking down. And you don't have to imagine simultaneously everything's in place in order to get it to evolve. He claims that evolutionary theory is not science, but is religion, because science, he says, is derived from observation and study, and since you can't actually observe a fossil change into a different fossil, then therefore your discussions on what you assume happened is religious. And since you can't actually observe a fossil change into a different fossil, then therefore your discussions on what you assume happened is religious. That's nonsense again. And since you can't actually observe a fossil change into a different fossil, then therefore your discussions on what you assume happened is religious.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
And therefore your discussions on what you assume happened is religious. There are all kinds of observations you make and studies you make that lead to inferences and conclusions from which you can derive a given result.
Well, it's undated and without either signature or address.
Good. Read it aloud.
Dear Mr. Holmes, there will call upon you tonight at 7:45 a gentleman who... Good heavens, we've only a few minutes, Holmes.
Go on.
A gentleman who desires to consult with you upon a matter of the very deepest moment. Your recent services to one of the royal houses of Europe have shown that you are one who may be safely trusted with matters which are of an importance which can hardly be exaggerated. This account of you we have from all quarters received. Be in your chamber, then. Good heavens, this is a mystery indeed. What do you imagine it means?
Well, I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. But the note itself, what do you deduce from it?
It's a man's writing.
Good.
Presumably well-to-do. It's expensive paper, this. It's peculiarly strong and stiff.
Peculiar, that is the very word. It is not English paper at all. Hold it up to the light.
Ah. Large E, small g, large P and G with a small T woven into the texture.
And that is?
Maker's monogram.
Excellent, Watson. Come along. Let us consult our Continental Gazetteer. Your cigars. You see, I was not unmindful of your return.
Oh.
Would you care for some whiskey?
Later, perhaps, when we've eaten.
The monogram is an abbreviation for Papiergesellschaft, which is the German for paper company. And the E.G. Eglonitz Egria. A German-speaking district of Bohemia, noted for its numerous glass factories and paper mills there.
Bohemia. The kingdom of Bohemia.
And the note is written by a German. You see, this account of you we have from all quarters received. Only a German is so uncourteous to his verbs.
So we are to expect a German from Bohemia.
This is spontaneous generation, he claims. Again, nonsense. Spontaneous generation was a notion that you could get a frog appearing out of nowhere.
He still believes in spontaneous generation. Life had to get started from non-living material. Now, I don't want to hear about all the experiments you say, well, it might have happened, or we might be able to do it someday. Fact of the matter is, it's a religious belief. You have to believe that it happened. And you're welcome to keep that belief. I don't care what you believe.
This is spontaneous generation, he claims. Again, nonsense. Spontaneous generation was a notion that you could get a frog appearing out of nowhere.
You would never be okay with evangelism if it went in the other direction. If atheists sat you down to tell you about the life of Charles Darwin and how only we can give ourselves meaning, you'd probably be pissed off. Welcome to my life. I don't think you really care about whether or not I convert. I think a lot of Christians evangelize for themselves. It makes them feel good, like they think they're getting brownie points from God.
Chapter 13. This is the third time I am coming to you. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established.
You never have the guts to admit when other Christians are wrong. I know that's not an argument as to whether or not Christianity is true, but if you want me to be a Christian, you're telling me to be part of a club that includes Mark Driscoll and Pat Robertson.
I didn't say the things he said I did.
We'll be right back with Pat Robertson and Lynn Martin and more of your phone calls on Larry King Live, then Tina Sinatra. Don't go away.
That guy was a...
Yeah,
sure you're alive.
You did the good thing, which is you didn't say that you didn't care if a pro-choicer was chairman of the party. You don't want to say that.
I don't care.
It's just premature, you know.
And you didn't look frazzled.
Yeah.
You handled it. He was actually directing the question to Lynn Martin, which I thought.
Yeah, but Lynn Martin was dodging it.
So, yeah.
That was Pat Buchanan.
If he tries to corner you on Buchanan, do the same thing. Slide off it.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made.
Go back to the inclusion. You gotta expand the party, and you gotta bring everybody together. You can't worry about the problems of 1992. You gotta look ahead to 96. Focus on the future.
Also, how can you say you want a party of inclusion when you're so blatantly anti-gay?
All right. Do you want gay voters for Bush, Pat?
I know that us conservatives down here, we kept screaming, tell them, you know, we need foreign policy. It is a global economy. It is, you know.
You know, it's...
Something like that. You take the one sentence, turn it around, go into immigration. Remember, you're answering the question.
Okay.
You can talk about anything you want to.
And Rick Warren and Ted Haggard and so on. Why the hell would I want to do that? Why would I want to read a book that led to their behavior?
Listening, both creation and evolution are religious worldviews.
Actually, neither of them are religions. Evolutionary theory is a model that explains how and why allele frequencies vary over successive generations. Actually, neither of them are religions. Evolutionary theory is a model that explains how and why allele frequencies vary over successive generations. Evolutionary theory is a model that explains how and why allele frequencies vary over successive generations.
Listening, both creation and evolution are religious worldviews.
Actually, neither of them are religions. Evolutionary theory is a model that explains how and why allele frequencies vary over successive generations.